welcome back to the Bears Baseball Network. I am your host of the draft, Brandon Bernstill. I am joined by special guest, Rob Floyd. And this will be the 12 and 13 draft. This will be the first of 3 drafts we do today. This is a 13-round snake draft. And the throwbacks, a.k.a. Team Robbie Floyd, will be on the clock first. And with that being said, Robbie Floyd is now on the clock. The first overall pick. Okay. We do have the pick. With the first overall pick of the 12/13U Bears Winter League Draft, Robbie Floyd and Team Throwbacks have drafted Landon Meyer. All right.
Wow. It's a great pick. Landon can do it all. I mean, Landon's a great offensive weapon, incredible hitter. He's a great fielder, can play short, play third, anywhere on the field. And he's a great pitcher. I mean, he's got great stuff. So you're getting a guy in the first pick of the draft that can be a dominant player at every single asset of the game, pitching, fielding, and hitting. So it's a great pick for Robbie.
Yeah, I mean, like Landon's a very high floor player. I mean, you want someone that's going to be the backbone of your team first overall. First overall, you want someone that's going to be one of the best players on your team. Like, no matter what. You do not want there to be a risk involved with him. I think Landon, you're getting that. He's probably the best infielder in the draft, the best hitter, and one of the best pitchers on this team.
And you know he's not going to miss any workouts or any practices. He's going to be at every single thing. So you got him every one of the weeks.
All right. With the second overall pick, Team Pinstripes has selected from 13U Floyd, Parker Els.
Wow.
You got any thoughts on Parker Els here, Rob?
I mean, Parker's a hard-throwing pitcher. Again, he's a great fielder, and he's a power home run hitter. So, I mean, you're getting a three-facet type guy. You know he's not going to miss workouts. You know he's not going to miss practices. He's going to be there. And so, this is another great pick. You can't go wrong. Hard to go wrong with the first 2 picks at this age.
Yeah, I mean, Parker Els is going to be a great player for that pinstripe team. Here we go. Okay. I will say, this pick right here, it was one of 2 players for me. It was this guy. I won't say the name. I'll announce the pick first. With the third overall pick in the draft, Team KJ has selected Logan Meyer.
Wow, absolutely. Great pick. You were going to say?
I was going to say that in this pick, and me and Kenny talked about this a lot, it was him or Brendan Bass. Now, the question was, do you think Brendan Bass can compete with the top 13 players? Obviously, Logan Meyer's a catcher as well, so that helps out. He's a big bat, had a monster fall. But, I mean, yeah, the question is really, with this pick, do you think Bass is a top 3 player at 13U versus just 12U?
I think it's half a dozen one way, a dozen the other way, whatever the saying is. But you're getting a great player in Logan Meyer. Again, he's a catcher. He can play the infield. He can hit. The only thing he doesn't do necessarily is pitch, but he's such a great player and a great pickup for KJ.
All right, with the second pick of the second round, Team Robbie Floyd has selected that 12U player, Brendan Bass, goes 4th overall.
Yeah, to talk about Brendan, there's going to be no doubt he can compete at 13U. He can play 14U, he can play 13U, he could probably play 15U. Brendan's an incredible player, great fielder. Again, another guy does it all. Great fielder, great hitter, good pitcher. I mean, he's a solid player, and you're getting a steal here with Brendan Bass at 4.
All right. Now this is, in my mind, where the draft goes it can go a couple different directions here. So, with the 5th overall pick in the draft, Team Robbie Floyd has selected Lucas Velchek.
Wow.
Big, hard-throwing righty. I mean, if he can pound the zone, man, he is the best pitcher in the draft in my mind. He's also a big power bat. He's going to strike out a little bit, but he is a very high-ceiling type player.
Yeah, throws 72 miles off the mound. That's going to be the hardest thrower, more than likely, in this draft. Again, shut-down pitcher. And let's don't discount what he does with the bat. I mean, he's a solid hitter, and sure, there's been times that he homered or struck out, but again, here's a guy that can hit, and I think he's going to play a good field for you too. But this is a pick where Robbie's trying to go win games. He's got now Landon Meyer, Brendan Bass, Lucas Velchek. All 3 of these guys can be dominant pitchers on the mound.
100% agree. Okay. With the 6th overall pick in the BWL Draft, Team KJ has selected Jacob Mon.
Jacob Mon, yeah.
I think Jacob Mon's definitely, he's a good defender. I think anywhere you put him in the infield, he's a good hitter. I mean, another player I think is very high floor here, a very safe pick to make right now. He's going to give you really good production. I don't know if he's going to be like a Landon Meyer type, where he's the best player in the league, but he's going to be one of the top, I think, 5 to 6 players in the league at all times. I don't think he's really has a floor to go below that.
Well, this is Kennedy's offset to what Robbie did picking Velchek. The thing about Velchek and Jacob Mon is neither one of these guys have went through a full winter. So the truth is, we don't know what, these guys both have great upside. So I guess when Robbie took Velchek, Kennedy had to respond and take Jacob Mon. I'm going to bet that Jacob Mon was not on that pick for him until he saw Robbie take Velchek. He didn't want to have Velchek and Mon. So I think that was a response pick to what Robbie did.
All right, and with the 7th overall pick in the draft, Team Kennedy has gone the 12U route again and chosen ZZ Garcia.
Again, great attitude pick, hard worker. He's not going to miss any workouts or practices, and he can do a lot for you. He can pitch, he can field, he can hit, he can play shortstop. So now now you're starting to see Kennedy's infield. He's got Parker Rells playing third, ZZ Garcia at short. You're seeing Jacob Mon over at first. So you're Logan Meyer catching. So it looks like that KJ's going offense and defense right away, where Robbie looks toward more where he's going pitching.
Not even say Kennedy. Jacob Mon is a very capable arm. So is Parker Rells. He doesn't have scrubs on the mound. He has solid arms, but I definitely, Landon Meyer, Brendan Bass, Louis Velchek were all some of the top pitchers on their respective teams.
Yes.
All right. With the next pick, Team Robbie has selected Evan Lancaster. All right.
Get a great pick and do a lot of things for you. He can catch. He can play infield. He recently moved to the outfield, so he can play infield. A lot of times you may think in this league the outfielders are kind of left behind, but Evan can move to the infield. He can hit. Another big pitcher. Again, Robbie. Look at Robbie's pitching staff. His 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a solid. Every one of the guys he drafted so far can all pitch and pitch well.
The next pick. Okay. Robbie will go the 12U route and select Jordan Waring. Jordan.
Another pitcher. Jordan can play first base for you as well. Again, great kid. If Robbie wants to get an assistant coach, he can grab Jeff. So Jeff's a great, can be involved here. But, Jordan Warren's a great pick. Waring is a great pick. He's going to have no problem competing with these guys. And again, another pitcher. So Robbie's really going pitching.
Oh, trust me, that. He has a whole rotation right now. Five legit arms.
He does.
With the next pick, Kenny will respond by choosing Lucas Wilburn.
Yeah, and again, I tell you what, would have Lucas been the 10th pick had it not been for his fall? He completely jumped to the top 10, and I tell you what, he's going to be a great pitcher. There's a lot of off-speed curveball he can hit, great attitude. So, you see Kennedy's trying to respond now with some pitching. There's definitely a chess match going on between the two coaches here.
Oh yeah, here comes Kennedy again. With the next pick, Kennedy's going to go the offensive route. He's going to take 13U player Aaron Knoll.
Aaron Knoll's got probably one of the most violent swings in the Bears, man. It's just a violent swing. It's a little wild, but I tell you what, when he connects with that ball, he connects with it hard. This is definitely, you're seeing a contrast of hitting versus pitching so far. At some point, not that these pitchers that Robbie's selecting can't hit, because they can hit too. But yeah, Robbie at some point is going to have to go hitting here in a second.
I think over the course of the season, I've made my love for Aaron Knoll very apparent. I've hyped him up a lot. And being on Kennedy's coaching staff, we talked about Aaron Knoll a lot. I wanted to move him up, and we talked about him a lot. I think it's a great spot to get Aaron Knoll here. He's a big hitter.
Again, 2 straight guys Kennedy's picked that would not have been in the top 15, 20 had not been for their fall.
All right, so
yeah, now they're going to start seeing them take a little more time in their picks, because it's been their draft boards have been completely busted up at this point.
Ooh, okay. With Robbie's pick, we will now do 11U and select the superstar Harrison Bleibom.
Well, Robbie completely responded with all offense here. Harrison's going to be it's a gambling pick a little bit. Harrison is a great hitter. He's one of most home runs in the fall, but he is 11. He's going to be facing 13U pitchers. So it could be a gamble pick for Robbie. I guess he wanted to grab Bleibom before Kennedy got him.
And now I think Robbie has definitely made his catching situation solid. He gets maybe the best defensive catcher in the draft. That's going to be Quinn Steinbeck.
Another guy can pitch too. So Robbie's pitching depth is deep. We know who his catcher is going to be now. And I think, there was some thought of 90-foot bases. Would it slow down the running or hurt the catchers? Quinn's going to have no problem making that throw 90 feet. He's going to be fine.
And yeah, that argument, I think the ball moves faster than some of these 12 and 13-year-olds do. The ball will definitely move faster.
Yep. Quinn Stop makes a great pick there.
Okay. With the next pick, Kennedy responds with a little bit of pitching for himself. That's going to be Jaden Highland.
Yeah, Jaden is a great pitching pick here. Can throw off speed. Terrific pick. And again, Kennedy had to go pitching here, so you thought. So that's a great pickup for Kennedy. He probably could have waited, I think, a few more rounds because Robbie's deep on pitching, but who knows for Jaden. It's a good pickup for pitching here.
Okay. With Kennedy's next pick, it's going to be Nafri Kabarkis.
Yeah, what a power pick. And again, here's a guy who's 12U, going to have no problem playing 13U. He's going to be, he's going to have no problem making that adjustment.
I mean, yeah, I think we're talking about certain players who could win you a league, like late in drafts. Nafri's one of the, Nafri's ceiling is just absolutely through the roof. The question is, I think, it's going to be at every single workout, every single practice, every single Saturday. He's definitely got all the talent in the world, hits for a lot of power, throws really hard off the mound. I believe he's the hardest 12U thrower probably. And the question is, can he throw strikes, and will he be at everything? If those two answers are yes, he is a game-changing player.
For your 8th pick, it's a great pick, though.
Oh, yeah, great pick. Next pick coming from Robbie, it's going to be Judd Levy from 12U.
Good catcher, can back up Quinn when Quinn's pitching, can catch for you. Hit very well. A much better hitter than people think he might be, and a great attitude guy on your team. So that's Judd Levy's a great pick. Robbie's now, you can say he's now gone deep in catching as well.
I mean, yeah, he's got all the pitchers and all the catchers to catch him, man. He's got a lot of really talented arms in his rotation. Okay. With Robbie's next pick, it'll be Diego Buccio from the 12U landscape.
Power bat, solid defense, great kid. I mean, it's a great pick in the 9th spot. I like this pick a lot for Robbie.
I mean, yeah, full offense. Diego's one of the best, I think, pure hitters in the draft.
Yeah, he went another bat, so it's a bat. So you kind of get a feel for what Robbie's doing. Now he's got to catch up with bats a little bit. So good pick for Robbie.
With the next pick, Kennedy will stay at 12U and pick up Cam Bernstein.
People forget Cam Bernstein actually played the 13U age for a long time. So I believe he did back in the day. But Cam's a great pick. He's, again, not going to miss workouts, not going to miss practice. He's going to bring a swag to the team. He's going to play hard when he gets on the field. So it's a good pickup for a good draft for Kennedy.
Yeah, very gritty player. He can play at least, I think he's a decent second baseman. Not to play anywhere else in the infield. Really good hitter. Oh, we have some stuttering here. Okay. With the next pick, Kenny will stay at 12U again and go with Caden Inman.
Robbie took Caden Inman. Kenny Inman in the 10 hole.
Yes.
A guy, again, he pitched, and Kennedy's pitching. But, is Kennedy taking too many 12U guys, you think? Is he avoiding some 13U guys? Could that burn him?
I will say, as I'm setting the draft table here, Robbie was very excited. He was one player who Robbie clearly wanted. We're about to see who it is. There's one player who Robbie clearly wanted. He was very excited once he heard that Kenny was one of the 12U player.
Yeah.
So about to see who this player is. Okay, yeah. With the next pick, Robbie will take a very good hitter. Kids came a very long way, especially this fall. Dominic Palucci from 13U. Yeah.
That's I don't want to call it a surprise pick because Dominic's done everything you need to do to become a draft guy. But I tell you what, where this kid's come from and where he's at today, he's going to be a great guy. I don't know if he'll start, but he's going to be a great guy off the bench from big hits and hard-working kid. He's going to be at every workout, every practice. It's a good pick.
And you got to think you have Dominic all winter. I mean, Dominic.
Yeah.
The amount he's got better in the past 3 or 4 months. I mean,
incredible.
That's what I'm saying. You have a winner now with him.
Yeah.
So with Robbie's next pick, he goes with another big bat. It's going to be Mason Gebhardt from the 13U age group.
Another big power bat. And I'm surprised because it seems like every pick is still a solid player. We talked about how deep some of these drafts are going to be, but Mason Gebhardt is a big bat, another hardworking kid, a lot of power here, so I like this pick for Robbie.
Yeah. Okay. Kennedy will stay at 13U. Get another catcher on his staff. It's going to be Luke Driscoll.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think that's one of those picks that Kennedy's more taking a guy away from Robbie. Robbie likes Luke a lot. But Kennedy's going to steal that pick. But Luke can hit for you, can catch for you. So that's a very good pick. Come up in some big spots. I like the Luke Driscoll pick here.
I mean, Luke's a very hard worker. Same thing with guys like Dominic and Mason just got picked as well. With Kennedy's next pick, he will stay at 13U and go with Liam Rogers.
Incredibly talented player, Liam Rogers. Defense can be great. He's fast. He can hit. He can pitch a little bit for you, possibly. So that's a good pick. Again, these are guys that you feel good about going to come to workouts. But Liam Rogers can do a lot of things for you. There's times Liam can be the best player on the field. Sometimes, possibly. Yeah. So that's definitely a great pick here.
And also, you got to remember that the lineups that not everyone that is in the field has to hit, and vice versa. So I mean, Liam's a great pick. He can play second, short, or third. I think with the best of them, he's above average at every single one of those three positions.
Yeah.
Not saying his bat's bad. I think he can hit. He had a very productive fall, but definitely a very good defender.
Well, Robbie's got 2 picks left, I believe, and Kenny's got 1. At this point, you're looking for a guy that maybe is not a great pitcher and hitter or whatever, but you're going to go pitching here or hitting here typically. And they may be playing defense, trying to steal a guy from the other guy.
All right, with the next pick of the draft, Robbie will stay at 13U as well and go with Jacob Villette.
I like this pick. Jacob's a big hitter. He can also eat innings on the mound if he has to. You got some hard throwers. Throw Jacob on the mound to throw a little softer. But it's a good pick for Robbie, Jacob Villette. Again, not going to miss any workouts, any practices. So this is Robbie's last pick, right?
Yes, this is Robbie's
last pick. This is going to be they both are down to 1 pick. So who is it?
With Robbie Floyd's last pick in the draft, he's going to pick up Logan Payne from 13U.
Again, a guy who's about to have a big offseason. Can hit, can place in different positions for you. I like the pick here, Logan Payne.
Yeah, Logan's one of those guys that he's not going to miss anything. He's going to be there every week, and he has that very high ceiling bat that he hits for a lot of power. He's going to strike out a little bit. He has a lot of power that he could be a very productive hitter for you.
And with the last pick of the draft?
With the last pick of the draft, Kennedy Floyd has selected from 12U, Josh Tallier.
Again, I'm a big fan of this player. Can pitches very well, can come up and get some big hits for you. Great attitude kid. This is a great 13th pick. Two great 13th picks for these guys. And keep in mind, you can be picked up as a free agent. There's going to be a lot of guys that play. So if you weren't drafted, don't be disappointed. You can get picked up. Great draft, very deep draft from both teams.
You got any quick thoughts on Robbie's versus Kennedy's team? Like what we're going to see here coming up?
Well, obviously Robbie went pitching early, and Kenny went hitting. So it's going to be the direct contest between big pitching staff, big hitting staff, and if this was 3 years ago, I'd tell you hitting's going to win every time. But with the way that the Bears have developed now with great pitching, it's going to be some great matchups. I mean, you're going to see again. That's what we wanted to see. We want to see our best. We wanted to see Logan Meyer pitching to Parker Ells. We want to see those kind of matchups. So I think it's going to be great. But obviously Robbie went a little bit of pitching and Kenny went a little offense. So it should be exciting.
And my only other thought on this draft is that Kenny did go with a lot of 12U guys. Can those guys compete, man? I mean, I think they can. But if those guys can compete, hang with the 13U kids, Kenny's team's going to be for real. And I think they can. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see. So that'll be it for the 12-13U draft. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the 14/15U draft in a second.